There's nothing like sitting down with an original work, with a living writer, and being able to exchange ideas.
This is all hand done.
We are going to do the 7 deadly sins of costuming. Sin number 1.
All right, our hard-hitting questions.
This is like really hardcore journalism here.
Is this Cher? Room of clothing. And we
This is a big group.
Yeah, please do that.
A Minister's Wife, I think, is a very, very contemporary piece of theater. And even though it's set in the past, all the ideas that it seeks to explore are very, very resonant and practically applicable to now and here. It's about a man and a woman who do not know that their marriage is in crisis, although it is. What happens is they invite this poet to come and stay with them.
Watch out for those poets.
Watch out for artists. And I think the fascinating paradigm of that is explored over the course of the piece is this is what happens when you allow art to come into your life. It will shake you up a little bit. It will provoke you.
No, we've never been. Hi, Sharon.
Building a costume from the Victorian is always fun. There's so much trim going on and so many yards of fabric because of the amount, and so many layers. I mean, the girls are wearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of pieces between them. This is actually the jacket that she wears in the beginning of the show. She's got lots of detail.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all hand done. This was not something we purchased.
Do you think this piece affects the female, the women in the audience differently than the men? Or vice versa,
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which character you identify with, because everybody carries a little bit of both inside them, right? So I think Candida's journey will be appealing to some men, and Morel's journey will be appealing to some women. I think there's a beautiful interface that all 3 of the main characters will have with almost anybody in the audience. In any play, I think what a playwright does is they extract themselves into various points of view, and then flesh those points of view out into 3-dimensional characters, and then have them hammer away at each other. And so at any given time over the course of the play, and certainly the course of this musical, you're going to identify with a different character, and hopefully your loyalties will swirl around in a beautiful chaos, so that you come to a glorious emotional purge in the finale.
Beautifully put.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is also a place, if I get a snafu, I come and see you too.
Oh, we have staff members come down constantly and be like, I blew out the hem, and we're like, let's shove you on this machine.
When it's Halloween, I've got to somehow get in here and raid this place. I'm sure you get that request a lot.
We do. This is actually the product I was talking about called thermoplastic, and it's a moldable permeated plastic fabric, and you can do almost anything with it.
What do you think is the fascination that we have with Victorian ideas of marriage and love and that? Because it seems to be quite a popular theme as well.
I wonder if sometimes we get overwrought with a sense of nostalgia for a time that actually never was. I've heard a lot of people say that about the sense, we always have this notion that in the 50s everything was lovely. And that's not entirely true. I think it's not actually at all true. In the 50s, television was lovely. So you go back and look at television shows and these ideal relationships and families that they seem to present on television. And it makes you think, oh, that's what it was like back then. I wish it was like that now. But humankind has always been complicated, and I think it was very complicated back in Victorian times. But I think, again, you can put on fabulous costumes and look back at these huge mansions and think about times gone by. You can project yourself into that time, and in the process of doing so, you can erase all the complications of your own life.
So what is your favorite food that you just love to devour, eat?
Chocolate. I've traveled the world looking for the perfect chocolate, as well as the perfect cupcake and the perfect macaron. Thomas Keller. And you can catch that, I think, on the third floor of the
Per se?
of the Time Warner building.
Yes.
It's right next door to Per se. He has a
Okay.
little bakery right out front.
Adult beverage.
My favorite adult beverage would have to be champagne. It lifts you and makes you feel effervescent almost immediately after drinking it. You can sustain a very light high over the course of drinking the champagne.
A legal high, which
Legal
is very
high.
important.
Yeah. Well, in California, all sorts of things are legal. My iPhone. I'm sorry, but I love it. I mean, who would have thought
What
that
do
we
you
would
do
have?
on your iPhone?
I do everything on my iPhone.
Such as?
Social updates, shopping, email communication.
Everything but call someone on it these
Taking
days.
movie. Oh, what? Oh, yes, it's a phone.
Well, thank you so much. So there you go. Grab a glass of champagne, some macarons, and text your friends about coming here to the San Jose Rep and come to see A Minister's Wife.
Absolutely, and it's funny too.
Okay, this is the abuse I take.
Yeah, I'm really frightened. This is going to go viral. And Final Cut.
Yeah.
Oh, not fine. Oh,
Premiere.
Adobe,
Premiere.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the far superior software.
Trader Joe's has a French champagne for under $20.
There you go.
Another promotional.
Indeed.